Hey modelers, Engineer Jeff here, and in this tutorial we're going to paint a Reaper Bones giant rat. I've based these, put them on Games Workshop square bases, had some extra laying around, put some glue down and put flock on top. This is Vallejo Model Air Tank Brown. I'm going to use it for our base coat. And we'll just cover the entire model. I have primed with Stynylrez black primer. And then for our first highlight, we'll use this muddy brown color by Vallejo Model Air. I'm just doing little brush strokes, trying to simulate the fur. And that's what we've got so far. This is Vallejo Model Air light brown, and we're going to use this to do our next highlight. Just work your way around the model, take your time, have fun with it. And this is what we got so far. So I experimented around. I was using a flesh tone color, that's Reaper Rosy Highlight. but then I settled on Midland Flesh. You can play around with it, experiment to your taste. You want to put a couple coats on to get good coverage, but you're just going to go along and get the tail and some other parts that might be exposed skin that don't have a lot of fur on them. Again, take your time, have fun with it. If you mess up, just go back in with the brown and touch it up. I'm going to paint his little fingers, paws. Maybe there's a patch up here around his mouth that didn't get covered with fur. And he's got a spot here that he got in a fight with another giant rat, and the fur never grew back. Paint his toes. And we'll get his ears. So went back in and had to touch up a couple places where I felt it didn't make sense to have that much flesh color. And we'll take black and we're going to paint his nose. Kind of bring that back out again. Keep calling it a he. It might be a mama rat. So now we're going to paint the base, and this is Vallejo Model Air dark gray blue. I really like this color for stone, and we're just going to go in and paint this slab that he's on. So now we'll take this light gray blue color, and we're just going to do some highlighting on the stone. Make sure you don't get any in the cracks. You want to leave those dark. It'll make this little pavement chunk or whatever that this rat's sitting on stick out that much more. I guess you could leave him on the base he's on. I like him on the GW bases. This is bone white, and we're just going to go in and pick out some of the edges on the base. And while we're at it, we'll just put a little bit of that in around his mouth and on his eyes. Something a little like that. My favorite red for eyes is this Blood for the Blood God color by GW Citadel. I don't know what the color is now, but it's a nice thick paint. I can get it on a small brush and it goes down nice and easy. We're going to take a mix of the two shades, and we're going to do a wash on the whole model. Get down into the base, get down into the ballast or whatever you use, sand, to kind of flesh out the base. Just cover the whole thing. The magic of editing and a hairdryer, it kind of looks like that after you're done. Then I took a mix and threw some green in it, Thraka green wash, and I'm going over just the base part. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking, it's one of my sculpting tools, and I'm putting some Elmer's glue into some of the cracks. This is just part of what's going to kind of grab a hold of the flock when I dust it. Some green pieces to kind of make the base stick out a little more. I don't use this tool anymore. Normally I'm using just a small old brush now to put the glue down. And just cover it up with the flocking. Push it down a couple times and whack it on the edge of the container to knock the excess off, and when it's dry you're gonna have something that looks a little like this. And you get like, I don't know, 4 with each set. I've got 10 rats total, so I painted a lot of rats and used different color patterns. I got some albino, I went black on some, I went gray. Just had some fun mixing up the colors. I think I've got probably 5 more to paint, which will make a nice little swarm. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, leave some comments in the comment field down below, and of course subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.